Wildcat football team will be Casey Christensen and Warren Happy. And we haven't really talked this through who's going first, so I'm not sure. Warren?
Lighthearted there, a little bit. But before we start, the first thing that came to my mind was grass. I know he got inducted last year and he would have liked it, but he would have hated it too because, I mean, the honor, he knows he deserved that honor probably, but grass wasn't about individual stuff, it was about the team. So he would have been kind of embarrassed. Today, he don't like it. And I thought about him because he's a team guy, and the phrase he always said is, the boys from Hooterville are going to the state tournament. He always told them the boys from Hooterville. So he's on my mind heavy right now. One thing I always did when I had teams, especially here, but at St. Anne or two, I'd always talk to them about the journey. I said, man, that trophy is awesome, but the journey is what you got to remember. And I think some of them got it, but some of them didn't. And so here I kind of thought of a thing to try to explain that to you. If I walked into Mason City and said, who won the 1993 Class A football championship? They'd say, I don't know, and I don't care, really. And you could ask that question over and over, and you'd get the same answer. Because they weren't part of the journey. You guys all out here were the journey. You were the guys that fed the kids, they rode, got them going, went to the games, did the extra things, bus rides for you guys as players, just all the locker room crap that goes on. Just that's part of the journey. So I don't care if Mason City knows who won it. It is important to us, and we're the journey. And the signs outside town, they're important to us because we were part of it. The ride coming home, I'll never forget it. I think I said something in the paper like, the old ladies were on the highway going, wait for lunch. I said, that's the journey. So you guys that are players and all you people here that were part of that, the journey's important because we're the journey. Anyway, in preseason, I looked it up, and Brass made some quotes about the 1983 season coming up. He said, oddly enough, what's the two most important things? He said chemistry and avoid injuries. And Steph, are you here somewhere? Way in the back. I talked to him about this a little bit. He was talking to our team the other day, and he just kind of getting across the idea of being together and stuff. And Steph said, you want me to tell him what he really said? Anyway, he said, we hated each other. We didn't like each other very much. The blending, and maybe within the class too. But somehow along the way, coming off a 4 and 5 season where they lost one game in the very last play of the game, that's a knife in your heart. They must have made something happen, either among themselves or in the locker. I know they started getting weights a lot more, but something came together. Brass and I knew we had some good young players coming too that were really going to help the team, and they did, but chemistry had to, and by the time we were done, it was all over. They were like this, one team. Anyway, I think you'll see some of the names, and you'll see some of the names in the certificates. I was just checking the other day in the rankings when they ranked Rice. But I'm not sure we got ranked right off the bat. Early in the season, we moved up to number 7. So every game we moved on and won, the ratings would change. And finally, they thought so much of us that we went into the finals, the fourth best team in the state. That's what we got down to, so we had to change that real quick. And then I talked with Andy Morris about this too also. And he said, Coach, you told us we were going to be the state champions. And we had to start on a Sunday, I think, because we had to play like a midweek game or something, maybe the first one. So we were all out there talking about it. I didn't say you're going to be the state champions. I said, there's 16 of us left. Why not us? We could be those guys. Why not us? Well, guess what? We won the state championship. Anyway, so I didn't really predict it. We had a hard-working coach, his coach guy, and you see one guy missing in that picture? Anybody pick out who's not on there? Tell him, Coach. You went to a baseball thing, didn't you? You didn't get back. But we worked hard, and we were in Coach Gable's room most of the time, breaking it. It's not like huddle, not like today where you can click on anybody you want and watch whatever you want. We had to get tapes and watch them and all kinds of stuff. But we really spent a lot of time before every playoff game going through stuff. And I'll tell you, and we picked out a lot of stuff that helped us. But I told Grass first kind of privately, I said, we're going to block a kick against Madrid. I know we're going to. That guy's a 3-stepper. We're going to block. And guess what, Pat? Blocked him. I'm down near the goal line. And Matt, are you here? The little bastard recovered. I'm last night. I'm not trying to score, but that's what Miller called me. And we scored. And it kind of broke the game over in the ways. But we did a lot of hard work. Were some of you guys not here last night? I got to tell you the story there. There are a lot of you probably weren't here. We beat a good Miller team right off the bat, and he thought he had a son playing, and they were good. And he's won a state title, not that year, so he's a good coach. So we go through to shake hands, and I gotta be careful when I say this, but Miller shook Rass's hand, and he said, "Rass, if you don't win the state champion with that bunch of guys, you're not a very," it was a GD, if you know what I mean, good coach, and you should be fired. And then the other thing that came out of that was, he said, we couldn't run on that one side, but we thought we could run on the other with the old back guy, that Fox guy. And I'm going to use the word again, sorry, but he's a tough little bastard. And you know what? We use that as a mantra all the way through the rest of the playoffs. You ready, tough little? And he was, too. So that was a good memory. I think the toughest team we played was Winfield Home Union, because they were athletes and they had all kinds of different skills, and they made the game really exciting when we pulled it out against them anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to finish. I'm not going to go as long with this, but some of you that were at Rass's funeral, I got the honor to speak at that. I look back on it every once in a while, just good memory. But I had great memories of Grass. One of them was, if you've ever, a lot of you guys been to the Dome, a lot of you were there that day. But people ask me sometimes, what's the best sport memory you ever had? And I met Mickey Mantle, and I got a story about that. I met a lot of people, Hayden Fry, I drank beer with Hayden Fry a couple times. And the best memory, bar none. If you're in the dome, one of those domes, I think maybe it's changed now, you have to pull it up, the other one rolls up. When we were standing there as coaches and players, and that door rolled up, and I looked through that one side of the stands, holy mackerel, it was full of red, black. That's the best memory I've ever had of sports. Took my breath away. So, Rasmus, I know the other coaches, there's I think there is a picture over there, showing going up, and the coaches in the background. It was awesome. The other thing, and I've got to be careful here, if you were at the funeral, I told this story, so we're standing on the sideline, about 2 minutes to go. Casey run for a couple first downs, guys on the clock, doing this, and Rass is standing, he's on my left. And I said to him, Rass, we're going to be the Elton State champions. It wasn't friggin', it was the bad. And I apologize to my mom in heaven for that. So I thought Rass would say, where you go? And all Rass said was, yep. I'm thinking, what's the deal with that? Anyway, the ride home, man, I read a little about it in some of the newspaper articles. They said 5 miles of cars, Riceville cars, and vehicles are coming, leading the caravan home. And honest to God, when we hit the outer boundaries there and came into town, there were old ladies It was nuts. And the kids were walking up and I'm like, holy crap. But the best moment of all, and I'll end it with this one. Brass was not overly emotional. I've seen moments where they at times, but a great man. Well, we were in the locker room, waiting to come out here and talk to you guys, and there was like, Slim, were you one of them? It was like Danny and Slim and Mike Marr and Joe Pospickle, and where they're more born into, I think maybe. And man, it's like, these are guys from teams that could have been the champion, but the cards didn't fall for them right. They were just, good job guys, guys crying, Brass shaking hands. Well, all you guys left, there were some tears in somebody else's eyes, other mine, but Brass had some too. That's one of the last things I remember is from my church memories too. So, and before I leave, some guys were calling us and telling us, yeah, we're coming. And I asked a couple of them, I said, do you have DVDs? Anybody watched it earlier of the game? Do you know anything about it? They said, no, we don't. You do not. Because Chris, mainly I helped him. Chris and I made DVDs for all the players. You'd come up and get them here. And if there's some parents that want to have some, I'm going to have to charge you $1 or $2 for those. You can have some too. So thank you so much. It was a great experience.